In any case, let's actually fix this low ulimit warning for this particular host. So we're going to do it for the primary and shard 1. And the primary and shard 1 is this host here. Let's just click on that, bring it up. So we're going to SSH into this particular host. We're going to alter the ulimit so that the warning disappears. Then we're going to restart the process so that that warning actually goes away. Let's go to that host. Here we are logged into the host, so we can quickly do a check and look for any running Mongo processes on the host. And so we can see that there is one running. It's running as user MongoD, which is this piece here. So running as user MongoD, its process ID is 11426. And there's a bunch of other information here that we're not that concerned about right now. This is how it's been started, at various other pieces of information. But we've got the two things that we need really: the user it's running as and the process ID. So we take that process ID, 11426, and as outlined in the documentation, we have a quick look at its limits. So here we can see it. The one that's causing the issue here is max open files, 1024.4096. So the soft limit is 1024, the hard limit is 4096. So as this user, we could actually increase the limit. That would be the easiest fix. When this is executing, we could alter it so that the ulimit gets set by the process to something bigger than 1024, maximum being 4096. And that would actually get rid of the error. What I'll also show though is how to increase this up to the recommended levels, because obviously 4096 is something less than the 64,000 that we recommended in the documentation. So I'll show how to get around that, and then we'll come back here and take a look at the new process once we've restarted it and have a look at its limits. Okay, we're going to show you the first method here for fixing, if you will, the ulimit issue for this particular process. I installed this from the MongoDB yum repository. So installed with the MongoDB in that case are a series of scripts, one of which is the init script, right? So we're going to find that in etc init MongoD in this case on Amazon Linux. So let's have a look at this particular script. So skipping down, you'll see that there is a commented out line right here. Ulimit-n 12,000. Actually commented out by me. So what we're doing here in the 2.4 init script is attempting to set the ulimit to 12,000. So we're going to uncomment that out. By default, this would actually be used. So we're going to uncomment that right now. Save it. And what we're going to do next is simply restart MongoDB service. There we go. Now we can see that the process is restarted. It's got a new process ID 12132. What we're going to do is just quickly check the limits on that. So here we are. Max open files is now set to 12,000. So the user that was being run here, by setting that ulimit-n to 12,000, it was allowed to do so. So it set the hard and soft levels to 12,000. That's still not the recommended actual peak. So why is that the case? Well, we picked 12,000 as a nice or reasonable default in the 2.4 init script. It has actually been increased again in the 2.6 and beyond. So you'll notice that yourself if you take a quick look at the actual init script in the later versions or in the master branch currently. Setting at 12,000 would give us a reasonable configuration for most production systems. The busiest production systems may need a higher setting, so we'll just explore how to actually do that. The first way would obviously be to just up the same setting in here. So we could set this here. Restart the service again. Let's find our process ID. Here we go. 12344 is our new process ID. Let's have a look at that particular process, 12344, and its new limits. And there you can see the change that we made has been picked up, 64,000 number of open files. So that would certainly have gotten rid of the ulimit warning in MMS. We can double check that really quickly. And as you can see, the host we've been working on, which is now second in the list here because it is now the secondary, having restarted it several times to make those changes, of course it has stepped down and become the secondary rather than the primary. We'll show you that on the graphs a little bit later on, what those restarts and step downs etc. actually look like. But for now you can see that the this one host here, one data bearing host, no longer has that low ulimit setting.